It says here that you charge for quotes.
Yeah.
A lot of people listening to this.
It's funny. That's probably the one biggest thing that I've implemented, which has made a massive impact.
That's what I was asking you for before.
Well, thanks for reminding me.
It says here you charge for quotes and you've got it listed on your website that you do it. Now, I reckon if I told people to do that, that would terrify them.
Yeah. Yeah, so, that exactly right. They'll be like, oh, that'll scare away prospects.
That'll scare away prospects. I can't do that. People won't pay me for a quote. Have you always charged for quotes?
No.
Okay, so what walk us through the journey, man. How did you go from, I would never charge for a quote to I'm going to paint it on my website to tell people that I do because I'm not fucking doing this shit.
Right there.
Yeah.
I just spend all my day. I used to spend all my day just driving around and quoting jobs. Like so much of my time.
So much.
And then, you put it in, you spend like weeks on it and then you don't get a call back.
It's the worst feeling.
Don't even get a call.
It just angers me just talking about that. I find it so disrespectful, but it's completely my fault.
Not everyone's like that.
No, but it was so, like, I would get so annoyed. For me, it was like the straw that broke a camel's back. Like, I remember pricing a job. They were a young family, and it was 2 or 3 townhouses in Oakley or something like that. And they were just in love with us. They wanted us to build the house. We were referred to them. They're like, no, please build it. You're the person. We want you to do it. Let's get it happening. Gave my tender. This was early days too. It was my first year of operation. It was around the corner from like my site manager's house. Literally, you could walk there. So I was like, okay, I'll go a bit tighter on prelims, everything. And I went in on, I can't remember. I think it was 10% or something on the build. Off. Yeah. Like I was like, no, like we'll smash this. It'll be in and out job. It wasn't a difficult project. Anyway, I went in lower than I should have gone in. And then they come back to me and they're like, and I hadn't charged for a quote either, mind you. Gave them the best presentation, the best tender, spent weeks on it. And they're like, we've got another guy who's $300,000 cheaper than you. And I'm like, man, I'm not making that money. Okay, we're making half that on this build. Okay, we're making half of that in just margin. And he's saying he can do it for less than that and he's still making money. I go, he hasn't priced the same thing. I said, here, take my quote to him and show him. Like, show him whatever you want, but he hasn't allowed the same thing. Has he allowed this? Has he allowed that? Has he allowed that? Anyway, they went back to him and his price went up by $150K. And I'm like, his price went up by $150,000 in a day. Like you showed him my quote and then it went up $150K. Like what else has he left out? How
do you trust that?
Exactly. And then it's like, anyway, long story short, we didn't win the job and I was so filthy on that. And it wasn't their fault. They're not educated and most of the market isn't. They don't understand it. They just see $150K. Even if he cost me $50,000 more, I'm still ahead than going with George or going with a more expensive quote. Oh, that pays for all my appliances. Oh, that pays for our holiday next year that we were going to spend that money. Like that. It never does. No. Never does. During the time that we did price that, I drove past the site every now and then. They went from building in a hot market, like as in to sell, like the property market was pumping. And because this builder took significantly longer, I think it was like a 1.5, 2 year build, they went into a cold market. So not only did they miss that opportunity to sell their property or to sell those townhouses in a hot market, they went and sold it in a cold one or a downturn. And any money that they thought they were making, they pissed it up against the wall. They lost it all because their properties weren't worth what they were worth, what they should have been worth. And it took them so much longer. And people don't see that.
Yeah, no, they don't. You can't compare the two.
But that was actually the at the time, that's when I started to go, I need to go and invest I need to start charging for quotes. And I flipped everything around and it was one of the biggest turning points in my business as well.
Yeah, it's been really good. Because, really, if they can't spend $2,000 with you, they're not going to spend $500,000. So.
Yeah, exactly right. They can't spend money on the quote. They're never going to spend money on
and they get it back.
No, that's right. That's right.
We refund it if they do go through us. So.
Yeah.
What was the turning point though? At what point did you turn around and say, you know what? Because I'm sure you felt like you were getting taken for a ride for a significant amount of time. So what was the thing that allowed you? Because I reckon everyone would, like people probably, when you talk about the concept of charging for a quote, I think people have the impression of like, sounds too good to be true. Do you know what I mean? Like
Are
kind
you
of like
talking the builders say that, or like the consumer?
Builders.
Yeah, because the hurdle with the consumer is, well, I have 5 other builders giving me free quotes. Why would I pay for you?
That's it. That's what they say.
What would you say to that?
I would say that, we want to spend a lot of time getting this right for you, and we'll get a detailed, tender. And then from there, like, you can actually save money once we go through it and look through it properly. We'll find places where you'll actually save money on your build, because we're going to sit down and actually spend the time on it. Like, we don't make money from charging for a quote.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't even cover the costs.
Yeah, exactly.
But it allows us to put the time away and do it properly, where a lot of builders, they're like, oh, another free quote. They got to pump out so many free quotes. They just don't spend the time getting it right.
And that's exactly what I say.
Things all the time.
And that's what you bang on with that. Is that this doesn't cover our cost to put the tender together. So I want you to know that when you pay us for a quote, we are invested in winning this job, because we're still losing right now, in the sense of it's costing us more money to put the tender together. So we're invested. So we ask for an investment from you as well. And the great thing about this is we want to work with you. We make money from construction. We don't make money from tendering. So if we do or are successful on your build and awarded the project, we refund that money back to you. And I think that's what gets a lot of people over the line. I think the biggest thing about when it comes to charging for quotes, it's they're getting financially invested with you from the beginning, and they're emotionally connected with you as a result of that transaction. But you're also establishing yourself as the expert, a go-to specialist builder, as opposed to every other builder. And it does elevate you and increases the percentage of you winning the project.
Yeah.
And it's true, though, because every builder is a specialist. Like, you have invested, most builders have invested over 10 years in their craft. So they're experts and masters of what they do. It's the same when I always use the example of a cardiologist and a heart. Like, you're not going to go to a brain surgeon for a heart problem. You want to go to the right person for the right job. And it's the same with builders too. Yeah. You might be specializing in the heritage homes in Bendigo. Imagine if I stepped into that market now, doing what I'm doing. We do architectural homes in Bayside and eastern suburbs. And then I go, you know what? I might go try a heritage home in Bendigo. And then you're just going to be like, why on earth would you use Pascon? All right, why? That's a silly choice. They don't even do those types of projects, and they're based in Melbourne. Like, why would you go with a builder outside of local area?
Yeah.
So very powerful stuff.
Yeah, it's great. I guess I definitely learnt that, from you, and going to the Builder Summit and Build Mastery and stuff like that. And it was really hard at first, because you have to try and convince yourself that it's the right move, and then let them know that, hey, you're actually going to charge them to do a quote when no one else in Bendigo is definitely doing it. Like, no one was doing it. And once you do it a few times, you get better.
Yeah. And
then you start to see the benefit out of it.
And the people that don't pay, you don't actually get upset over that, because they were never going to pay for you anyway. You're probably never going to win the job anyway. And you just saved yourself 4 to 6 weeks worth of tendering. Yeah. And you can use that time to concentrate on other things.
Well, also, the one last thing is, if you're going to do it for free, why should someone else's job be paying for someone else's quote? Because you're making money off, XYZ job over here, and you got to do this quote for free. Someone has to pay for the wage to do that.
Yeah.
So why is someone else paying for it? They should pay for it.
That's right.
That's an interesting way to look at it, dude. I'd never looked at it like that.
If you like that clip and you want to watch another one, click just over here. And if you want to watch the full episode, click just over here. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and thanks for watching.